So welcome back, everybody. If you have a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, something that you've used maybe in this class before to massage the bottoms of your feet, your calves, your hamstrings, today we're going to use it for our quads, the big front muscles at the tops of our legs. It came to my attention, well, it often comes to my attention, but recently, again, that my quads are extremely tight, and just from daily goings on. And so if just daily life makes my quads tight, chances are other people have tight quads as well. But we'll start today with a breathing exercise, actually inspired by my fave, Erin G. McCarthy's vocal warm-ups. So if ever you particularly like a breathing warm-up, feel free to check out that page. It's really nice. It's free vocal warm-ups. But a lot of what she teaches is alignment, breath work, and essentially, apart from the singing, a lot of like good energy stuff. And I'm like, that is excellent for yoga. So we're going to start with that. Then we're going to do a little bit of like alignment work on the floor, minimal movement, but really nice for identifying our core and how it relates to the rest of our bodies. Just like some essentially play work that's inspired a little bit by contemporary dance formations, a little yoga. And then we will come to the floor in a final wind down, kind of meditative self-hug, and go from there. So welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time with us, and I look forward to it. Our playlist today is all by the group Beautiful Chorus. So if you want to play along, it's really lovely vocals, really soothing and harmonizing vocals. So I have it keyed up in my little earphone. But I just ask, feel free to have it play, but for the vocal warm-up, we just want to kind of focus on our breath, so I'm not even going to hit play yet. So if you want, just find a comfortable seat, find a little bit of alertness in your spine, think head over heart, over belly button, alternatively ears, shoulders, hips. You don't want to be leaning one way or another. And what we're going to do is you're going to take a finger and you're going to cover the chosen nostril, whichever nostril you like, and you're going to take a deep inhale and then blow the birthday candles out, release your finger. So inhale through that one nostril, exhale out, release through your lips. And then the part B is you're going to actually incorporate a tiny bit of movement. You can either use your finger or just your hand. So on the inhale, you're going to let your hand rise. And then the exhale, let it lower for the duration of your exhale. And again, you can just point up and down. You can use your full arm for theatrical effect. So of course, I will be using my full arm. I might even like bring in my other arm. So let's just find a couple breaths. If you like, for symmetry, you can alternate your nostrils every couple of breaths. I'm gonna stick mainly with just closing my right nostril, and I won't go to the left. So just know, after maybe about 3 or 4 breaths, you're about halfway through if you do want to switch it up. So just find your alignment, let your air gently out, close one nostril, deep inhale, arm rises. Release, blow out the birthday candles. My water bottle is glowing. Again. Find your own rhythm. Deep inhale. We're about halfway through. Take 1 or 2 more on your own. Wonderful. And just let your breathing come back to normal. Roll back your shoulders. Let this upper part of your chest shine out. Let your eyelids close or just lower a bit. And just breathe normally into that space you created. Excellent. You can keep your eyes open. I'm now going to hit play to bring in a couple extra stimuli into the practice today, meaning sound. I'm going to scooch back here, and we're going to start with a nice little stretch. So ball out to the side. You're going to cross one foot in front of the other. It doesn't matter which one. I have my left foot in front. I'm going to inhale to get tall. Exhale to place, I'm placing my right hand down to the side. You might already start feeling a little bit of stretch happening in that side body. You're welcome to lower down to your elbow or stay up or somewhere in between. Your left arm is going to reach forward, past your ear, and up. Good. Thumb is pulling towards that back wall. Maybe you can open that chest more towards the ceiling. Try to press into the ground with that opposite hip as much as you can. A little tilt is always fine. Good. Deep breaths here. It's hard to breathe into a stretch because you're stretching, you're reducing space. You're reducing like width, I should say. You're getting length. So really breathe into all the spaces you have. One more inhale here, wherever you are. On the exhale, you're going to turn from your lower belly to have your torso facing that same side knee. And you're going to place your hands down, kind of at a diagonal, as if your whole body was lying right over that knee. You're just going to play with gravity here and let your head fall as low as it wants. Maybe your hands want to reach out a little bit, or maybe you have some tenseness and you want to support yourself a little higher. Find your place. With music, just sink into that, focus on that, and let your body just open as it naturally would in the stretch. We'll take one more inhale before we shift again. And exhale, you're going to return to that initial stretch, forearm or hand down, top hand above your top ear. Take an inhale, press up a little taller, get a little space, a little breath. And then exhale, maybe you can sink a little lower, or even just in your mind's eye, tap into a little bit of a lower position and deeper stretch. When you're ready, sending that top arm down and out the side, using your bottom hand to press yourself up and give yourself a little hug, reaching for or towards the shoulder blades. Maybe you're reaching the outsides of your arms. Just the hug is what matters here. Good, and you can bring a little twist right and left, just a little. You can tuck your chin and just create a little dense ball here. And shake it out. If you'd like to switch your legs, now's a good time because we're going to go to the other side. We're going to inhale tall to set our alignment. And then exhale, settle on the other side. And be gentle because this side could be telling you very different things from the first side. Rounding through both hips as evenly as you can. You can keep your elbow up, sink down, or start up. Kind of slowly feel your way down. Opposite arm, your top arm, you're going to reach it down like you're painting like a floor rainbow instead of a sky rainbow. Does that make sense? Up and over your back ear. Almost like your thumb wants to go towards the back wall. The energy isn't collapsing necessarily, it's more shooting out and up. Take some deliberate breaths here. Maybe you're meeting some resistance with the deep breath. And just notice that. Maybe you can push a little bit through that resistance. Really bring in breath to your belly. Really stretching. We often do this in when we're standing. In triangle variations, sometimes in Warrior 2, you pivot into our triangles and all sorts of pyramid type shapes where we get this side stretch. But when you're on the floor and your lower body isn't being asked to do as much, might actually be able to even access greater depth. And then take a final inhale before we shift. Exhale, twisting. You can let up a little bit, twisting in that lower body so that your heart is over that knee and a nice little diagonal to the other side. And fall wherever you feel good. You might feel it kind of in that upper glute. Maybe up a little bit your side. And just let that head be heavy, even if you were like on your fingertips, stacked up on 10 pillows, let that head be heavy. Relax the neck, relax the jaw, even your eyelids. Can you just kind of let your focus be unfocused and just relax your whole face, neck, and head here. Think of my dog when he's sleeping. His lips are so relaxed. It's just like drool and he's like, just like flopped, just like so relaxed. Good, one more deep inhale here. Before on our exhale, we support ourselves with that side arm and reach back into side stretch. Take a deep breath to prop yourself a little taller. Get that alignment on the diagonal. And then exhale, see if you can reach new limits or become more familiar with the whole shape. Eyes can close if you're like, I'm good here. Trying to send the top shoulder down a little bit so it's not covering your ears. And then inhale to send the top arm around. Exhale, using that bottom hand to press you up. You can do a little shoulder work here. Yay. This time we're gonna hug ourselves, but this time around our middle. And then I kind of feel like, yeah, I'm in like a straitjacket or something. However, you are in control here. You can use your fingers. You can't see what I'm doing, but you can use your fingers to massage that side body. If that was obvious by me just sitting here like this, allow me to explain. You can use these fingers to massage the side body, bring any movement back into your spine. Good, and just shake it out. Whew. Nice job. Now we're gonna move into a little bit of kind of fun like play with our alignment. Now we have been practicing maybe a week or two ago with contracting just at the lower belly. So for this, I welcome you to bring a pillow to either knee, so you can just let your knees rest on your pillows. That way you don't have to worry about your knees too much and your hips like opening a lot, and you're like, I'm not concentrating because I'm feeling some pain. So I deliberately wore this red shirt, so hopefully I can illustrate a little better. But what we had been working on was contracting our spine at the lower belly, as if we were in cat and cow, and we started at the low spine and progressed up. So same thing, contracting the low spine, the rest kind of follows, and then lifting from the low spine. So all the activity is in this lower abdomen area. We don't start with our shoulders to send it out, but rather our shoulders follow if we go low enough. And it's not something you have to perfect, it's just simply something to bring awareness to. So we're gonna do a couple of breaths, simply contracting and releasing that expansive uplift. And then we're gonna add a little bit of, a little more dynamic flow to it. So first, just have your arms in a position that's comfortable. They can be at your ankles, they can be behind you. We're gonna exhale to contract that lower spine. And then inhale, as if someone put a little fishing line on your belly button. And that's the first thing to come up. Inhale, deep breath, tall spine. And then match your rhythm with your breath. Exhale. Breathing round. And then inhale. Good. Exhale, contracting here first. And then inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. Wonderful. So you can let your legs go, give them a little shake. Being open like that, they can kind of almost fall asleep, and then you're like, oh my goodness. Like, they're very cranky. So now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna face you. Oh, and also if having your feet in butterfly is uncomfortable, just cross your legs. The legs are kind of, you know, we're doing butterfly to get some stretch there, but it's whatever you wanna do. Now we're gonna bring a little bit of directionality to it. So we're gonna contract, and then we're gonna lean our right shoulder to our right knee while our left shoulder goes back. So it's a contract and a lean. Let's try that again. Just exhale, and then keep exhaling. Yeah, contract, lean, and then inhale on the lean, come back to center. So, little 4-step equation. Let's try that all together, just for fun. Bringing awareness not only to our lower belly as you're controlling when you expand and contract, but also the direction of your upper body as it spirals around your spine. Assuming your spine kind of stays still, your shoulders are now getting new dimension while your abdomen is contracting. What? So let's try it. So exhale, contract. Stay exhaling, shift right shoulder to right knee. Inhale to get tall, you're still on this diagonal. And then center yourself. And then we're gonna do the other side. Exhale, left, inhale tall, come back to center. So we're gonna go right and left. And we're just gonna see if eventually, after a little bit of practice, we find a flow. Consider, if this feels very foreign, think of it as a tongue twister. Unique New York, unique New York, and eventually you just start saying unique New York and nothing makes sense, it's just gibberish. As you flow, you'll either be like, oh, I get it, or you might start just, you know, doing something that feels completely mismatched. But just know that as long as you're breathing, and you're breathing first to cause a movement, you are doing it exactly right. And the rhythms will just come with practice. So let's take a deep inhale to get tall. Contract, center. Shift, inhale, center. Contract, shift, inhale tall, and center. Again. Right, up, center, contract. Shift, still contracted, then expand. Good, and in your own rhythm, I'm not gonna count it. See if you can go from 1, 2, 3, 4 to just kind of flowing it. Try your best, I can't see you. So just start, inhale tall. It doesn't have to be fast unless your breathing is fast. In fact, my breathing is a little fast, so I'm gonna slow it down. One more each side. And when you finish, just find yourself in an upright position. Chin can be slightly bowed, and just take stock of where you are. Good job. And just notice what you notice. Do you feel any sensations? Is it more mental? You know, for something that's so small, it's just simply the contraction of our body and the slight twist, but it can be extremely complicated to break down our bodies into such isolated parts. So nice job. And now, the ball. So we've warmed up our core. We've become more aware of our alignment. We're now going to switch to the lower half, particularly these bad boys, as I point to like my not very advanced muscle here. If I was like up there, like, oh, I'm watching this TV show. It's an anime about this like Viking team, and like even the anime drawings, like their quads are like out of control. I'm like almost like disturbed by like the drawings. Anyway, they could benefit from this too. Unfortunately, they're not real. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll over onto our bellies. And first, before we even get started, let's just do a little baby cobra. So your forehead is going to be on the ground, in line with your sternum. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever's comfortable. hands under shoulders, or maybe a little further back, whatever you like. Take a deep breath here. And then exhale to press up shoulder blades, pulling towards each other. You're not trying to reach the ceiling. Just get a little openness in the shoulders. And exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time. Deep inhale. Exhale, come up. Hold for another inhale. And exhale, release. And then we're going to passively rest in that same position in our Sphinx pose, sending our elbows, as I point to my shoulders, elbows under shoulders, palms flat. And just open that heart between your shoulders, lifting your chin, that upper part of your chest, but eyes can be closed. Almost think of your elbows as pulling your body forward through it, as if you're going to crawl through your legs, but don't crawl through your arms anymore. But feel that resistance, elbows pulling back as your belly is pulling forward. A little bit of a stretch. And then release. Good. Wonderful. Okay, so you're going to stay on your bellies for this, and we're going to take our ball. We're going to first put it under our right leg. So I remember everything but the knee is usually safe. So we're going to start at this area just above our knee, as if our quad has 3 sections. Lower section, middle section, like upper. Yeah, this where it gets a little tricky for me. I'm going to start just above the knee. If you press it, you should feel no bone, but maybe some muscle, maybe some fleshy area. That's good. We're going to carefully place the ball there. It might take a little finagling. And you have options here. You can either keep your toes on the ground. See, as I'm just sort of rocking my right foot back and forth. You can nap. Not the most visually appealing practice, but you might feel it. Alternatively, you can bend that knee and rock it side to side. You can make circles, and I welcome you to do all of this at some point. Just try what feels good. The circles sometimes feel a little bit more intense. Reversing the direction. Flexing your feet to energize and activate them. And maybe pointing your feet to just see what that also does, if anything. Good. Take a couple moments on your own to play on this lower quad section of our quad, like the lower third of our quad. Good. And maybe you can increase how far it goes left and right. That's what I just started tapping into. By making your knee go further out one way, further in the other. When you are ready, we're going to bring it up to the middle. And same dealio. Find what works for you. Moving nice and slowly so as to mindfully feel what we feel, and to also allow for some release of that tension once you hit it, which we probably will at some point. Good, and try to bring some relaxation into your upper body. Sometimes as we feel a lot of sensation in one part of our body, the rest of us is kind of on alert. It's kind of like supporting us or bracing us. If you feel that you are bracing, relax. Just let it go for a moment, or 2 moments, or for the rest of the day. Sometimes we find ourselves bracing so much that it's kind of our condition, and we have to actively tell our bodies it's okay. Now is a nice time if you'd like to bring it up to that upper third. Same deal. Here, if you want, you can kind of leverage yourself. So let's see if I can leverage myself. Oh. So the ball gets a little closer to the outside edge. That's whatever you want to do. You will know where to send it because you will feel the compression that you're creating, the little massage pressure that you're creating, and your body will say, like, this is what I want. Oh. Good. Take one more good deep breath here before we switch legs. And just know that you can return to this at any point. If you stand up later and you're like, oh, this feels good, I wish I could have done a little longer, well, good. All right, I'm gonna just switch sides so that way I can still look at all of you, well, figuratively. And we're gonna place the ball under our left quad, just above the knee, that lower third, if we were to break our quad up into thirds, which hopefully we never literally have to do, and just find it. And on this side, I am actually going to leave you in relative silence. I'm just gonna signal when I'm moving the ball if you want to follow along, but just sink into wherever you are, close your eyes, find your own practice. I'm moving mine now to the middle. It's just approximate, it's just an approximate middle of your thigh. Now I'm going to send mine up a little higher for the third and final one. And this is really great if you do any kind of physical activity that involves your thighs. Running in particular demands a lot of our thighs and our big muscle groups in our lower legs, in our legs. Cycling, hiking, just walking. Oh, my ball is traveling down. Good, and I'm going to just take one more breath here. I invite you to just continue doing this for the remainder of our short practice tonight. Or if you'd like to be guided into a bit of a Shavasana, simply follow my guidance and we'll go there together. So you're going to carefully remove the ball. And for today's practice, if you are comfortable, we're going to Shavasana on our bellies. So have a pillow. If you want to put a pillow under your hips, if you have bony structures that are hurting you, feel free to put a pillow here. Under your shins is really nice. You just kind of become this banana. Love bananas for our yoga practice. And arms just out. Pick your favorite ear to rest on the pillow. Let your eyes gently close. Feel the gumminess of your quads as they make contact with the earth, with your mat. Can you sense your thigh area? Can you sense any vibrations or any heat? Any heaviness now that you have spent a lot of attention on them? Does that impact the weight of your feet? Good, and just hold that area in your awareness, the upper legs. Whatever you feel there, a sense of heat, of tingling, maybe nothing. Bring that area into your awareness, just a feeling, not necessarily a thought or a picture. Just sense into that feeling that you generated. Just hold it in your mind's eye as you breathe. warmth, let that warmth spread a little bit. And just let your awareness drift completely, just float. Just luxuriate on your mat. I invite you to stay here as long as time allows. I would like to stay here. Here exactly where you are. Nothing needs to be changed. If you'd like to be guided into an upright position, begin to bring deeper breaths into your body. Maybe little motions in your fingers and toes that you're waking up. Stretch the arms. Very carefully and with a lot of tenderness, placing your palms underneath your shoulders, letting your head be heavy, press your body up to all fours. You're just going to bring one leg down to the ground, cross the other in front into a sitting position of your choice. Eyes can be closed. Take a deep breath here. Sending your hands to heart in a prayer position. We're going to flatten our hands to our heart, pressing against our skin, our chest, sending heat and warmth in a gesture of loving kindness to ourselves, and a gesture of compassion, and in a gesture of holding yourself. And with your hands over your heart, we're going to take a breath together. And then exhale to slightly bow forward. Eyes can slowly flicker open as you take in the light. And I would like to offer you my thanks and my gratitude for coming today. I offer you namaste to conclude our class. You are still face down on the floor. I'm going to just try to leave you quietly. All donations for today's class will go to the Louisville Community Bail Fund. And I appreciate your energy and the ability to wind down together. Take care, everyone.